Good morning and welcome to Daily Tanya. Today is Tuesday, Chaf Gimel Shvat, the 23rd day of Shvat. Let's begin with tzedakah, the daily tzedakah, shemekareves es hageula. Tzedakah brings Mashiach closer. Make sure to do it at home. So today we begin chapter 27 in Tanya. The Alter Rebbe continues here with the theme of simcha, joy. As he started last chapter he brought 3 points. Number one, explaining the need of simcha, to be joyous, to have a positive emotion, positive attitude for everything, to live in order to be able to battle and to win the battle with the Yetzer Hara. You have to be happy. Like a soldier going out to battle with a march, singing, because that's the only way you can overcome the evil inclination. And then the Alter Rebbe started discussing how we can be happy. What about sufferings and pain that we have? And that the Alter Rebbe addressed, and he said in short, what was that everything what Hashem does is good. And we have to focus on this, as we explained in the last two lessons. That Hashem loves us. And you realize that everything what Hashem does is really to the best. And then the Alter Rebbe discussed, what about past sins? That also can drag you down. Thinking how terrible, and I did so many terrible things. How can I be happy? I feel bad about those things. So this the Alter Rebbe said, true, it is important to have guilt and in order to correct, but has a certain time and a certain way how to correct the past. But don't let the guilt control you. You have to control it, to do it in the right time, and realizing that as soon as you have a broken heart in the fact that you realize that the greatness of Hashem and your relationship with Hashem is affected, immediately you realize Hashem forgives right away, and then you move on. And today, Alter Rebbe is addressing something else. What about something, again, another thing that does not allow us to be happy? And what is it? When you think about not the past sins, but you think about present, that in present time, right now, in such a low level, and I can have all kinds of thoughts right now, not past sins. Right now, I can have thoughts which is not clean thoughts, that they disturb me. And basically, it's a feeling of shame. What type of person am I? And I'm thinking I can have such low thoughts. And that is true to every type of character that a person may have. If a person, some people, they have challenges of having anger, having jealousy, all kinds of not good thoughts that we have. And that can also drag the person down, thinking, and not allowing the person to be happy. How can I be happy knowing that I'm such a terrible person? And I feel shame for this. So this Alter Rebbe is going to address now, and he says that you have to realize the sinful thoughts that a person may have is something that is not in your control. God created you the way you are. You have the task to overcome those thoughts. There are very few tzaddikim that they are really completely transformed their entire being and they don't have any thoughts. But an average human being, God created us with faults, with things that we have challenges. And indeed, the sinful thoughts that a person has should be a reason that should lead you to be joyous. Why? Because the Torah clearly commands us not to go astray after our eyes, after our thoughts. Meaning, this is a commandment from God to control our desires to go astray, to have bad thoughts. So again, there is the initial thought that enters your mind, the initial desire. That is something that is beyond your control. But once you have that initial desire, it is in your control, it is in your hands to control it and to subdue the evil inclination. And thereby, you just performed a great mitzvah. So that should lead you to happiness and joy. Now, of course, we have to understand, it doesn't mean that we should allow ourselves to be in situations that can lead us to have bad thoughts. Because obviously, we are commanded in the Torah to put all boundaries. Don't go sit down and watch a kind of movie that can lead you to have bad thoughts, because that you put yourself in the situation. That is why we control what we see, what we watch. And like they say when Yom Kippur we say Al Chet, we ask Hashem forgiveness, we do the confessions. One of the confessions that we ask Hashem to forgive us, it says Al Chet shechatonu lefanecha beyetzer hara, the sin that we sin with you with the evil inclination. And the Rebbe once asked, every sin comes from the evil inclination, obviously. So what does it mean that we sin to you with the evil inclination? And the Rebbe explains that sometimes there is something that the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination doesn't even think about it. But you pull it upon yourself, you drag the evil inclination to you to get you put yourself in such a situation that you become tempted. So that is a problem. You're not supposed to put yourself. You have to put it boundaries. What you do, what you think, what you watch. But having said that, even if with all the boundaries that you put, you're still human. We are all human, and there are thoughts that can come to your mind. There are temptations, there are desires. But this should give us an opportunity to become happy, to become joyous, because God just gave us an opportunity to control our Yetzer Hara, and that is a great mitzvah. And that, by the way, is a mitzvah that tzaddikim, our righteous people, don't have like we do. And in fact, the Alter Rebbe says, if you feel ashamed of because you're having those thoughts, you are basically, it shows the arrogance because you're thinking you expect that you shouldn't have those thoughts because you think you are in a high level of a tzaddik, but you're not. The tzaddik doesn't have those thoughts coming to him. But we are regular human beings. We are beinanim, alavai, that we should control ourselves like a beinani. So let's see inside what the Alter Rebbe says. The Alter Rebbe, chapter 27. If, however, his sadness does not stem from anxiety over sins that he has committed, but from the fact the sinful thoughts and desires enter his mind, and that bothers him, causes sadness. How come I have those sinful thoughts entering my mind? And again, Alter Rebbe is trying to teach us how to be constantly happy, besimcha, and this is a problem. So the Alter Rebbe says, what is the solution then? If these thoughts occur to him not during a service of God, but while he's occupied with his own affairs and with mundane matters and the like. If those thoughts come during the prayer, during the studying, that the Alter Rebbe addresses in the next chapter 28. Here he's talking about during the day, you have sinful thoughts, evil thoughts coming into your mind. It says the Alter Rebbe, Adrabah, he should, on the contrary, be happy in his lot. Why? Because although these sinful thoughts enter his mind, he averts his attention from them. That is a great mitzvah. When the thoughts come to your mind, you push them away. By averting his mind from sinful thoughts, he fulfills the injunction, you shall not follow your heart and after your eyes, by which you go astray. So you are fulfilling a great mitzvah by doing this. And this is a mitzvah that is talking to the average people, not to tzaddikim. A tzaddik doesn't have this type of thoughts. The above verse surely does not speak of tzaddikim, referring to them, God forbid, as going astray. Elo bebeinanim kayotzeba. But the Torah is talking about beinanim like himself. A beinanim, the intermediate person, who has both the evil and good inclination in him, like the rest of us. The beinanim, in whose mind there do enter erratic thoughts, whether of an innocent nature or otherwise. And when he averts his mind from them, he fulfills this injunction. You're fulfilling this great mitzvah. The Amur Hazal, our sages tell us, Yashav v'lei ovar aveira, noisim lo ischa ke'ilu osa mitzvah. When one passively refrains from sin, he is rewarded as though he has actively performed the mitzvah. So you can imagine when you have this opportunity and you didn't do the Aveira, you didn't allow this sinful thoughts to contemplate on this, you created a tremendous mitzvah. Consequently, he should rejoice in his compliance with the injunction, just as he does when he performing an actual positive precept. When you're eating matzah, shaking the lulav, putting on tefillin, it brings you joy. You're doing it with simcha. The same thing is when you do this, when you abstain from bad acting and sinful thoughts. And now the Alter Rebbe goes on to say what we said before, that on the contrary, if you have expectations not to have those thoughts to begin with, that shows an arrogance. Because you think you're such a pure, godly, holy man that you would never have those thoughts. On the contrary, such sadness is due to conceit, arrogance. For he does not know his place, and that is why he's distressed, because he has not attained the level of a tzaddik. Tzaddikim, to whom such foolish thoughts surely do not occur. So when he thinks that he's a tzaddik, that's why he gets upset, that's why he gets sad. So getting sad and such things shows that you don't know your place. For were he to recognize his station, that is very far from the rank of a tzaddik, and would that he be a Beinani, says Halavai, wishing that he would be a Beinani and not a Rasha for even a single moment throughout his life. Meaning this is what he should be striving for at present, rather than vainly desiring to be a tzaddik. Then surely this is the due measure of the Beinanim and their task. That's what Hashem gives us, to work and fight the Yetzer Hara constantly. Our job is to subdue the evil impulse and the thought that rises from the heart to the mind. And to completely avert his mind from it, repulsing it, as it were, with both hands, as explained above, to push it away. And every time he have an opportunity to push away the evil inclination, you performed another mitzvah. Not only that, the Alter Rebbe goes on to say, when you subdue here the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination here below, it helps to subdue the source of the evil in the spiritual realm and allows the rising of Hashem's light in all of the worlds. With every repulsion of this thought from his mind, the sitra achra is suppressed here below in this world. And since the arousal from below, in our case, the initiative of the Beinani in suppressing the sitra achra, the evil inclination, this produces a corresponding arousal above. Veiskafia sitra achra de le'elo amekbia atzmo kenesha. The sitra achra above, meaning in the supernal world, the root of the sitra achra of this world, which soars like an eagle, is also suppressed. Thus realizing the verse, though you soar aloft like an eagle, I will yet bring you down from there, says God. But Hashem brings down the sitra achra from the places that it soars. How? Through our subduing the sitra achra, the evil inclination here. Indeed, says the Alter Rebbe, the Zohar in Parshas Truma, page 128, extols the divine satisfaction that occurs when the sitra achra is subdued here below. So thereby God's glory rises above all, more than by any other praise. And this ascent is greater than all else. So this is the amazing, beautiful message that Alter Rebbe gives us. Really, it's an eye-opener to realize our place and to realize our purpose and our mission, to realize that God created us the way we are, and our job is to work and improve ourselves. But the struggle is our mission in life, constantly to overcome and to subdue the Yetzer Hara, and the more we do it, the greater we accomplish, things we accomplish. There's a story that was about doing the right thing and the right expectations. from a yeshiva boy in Yerushalayim. The story was told by Rabbi Shabtai Slabatitsky, and he says he knew a bocher in his yeshiva. He was in the Litvish yeshiva called Torah, and that bocher was a grandson of a great Rosh Yeshiva, but his intellectual capacity was not as great. And while other boys were able to understand the deep teachings of the rabbi, he had he struggled to understand the basics, and it took him. And he was very diligent student at doing the right thing, but it bothered him. How come he doesn't understand like the other boys do? He went to his Rosh Yeshivas, and they told him that yes, you have to put your effort, and when you put your effort, you're gonna accomplish even more than the other smart boys accomplish through toil. You're gonna accomplish more. But it didn't give him peace, and he thought, and it was really sad. How come the other boys can get it just like that, and he has to work so hard, and he doesn't get it properly? And Reb Shabtai suggested him to write a letter to the Lubavitcher Rebbe, and he did. And he received a tremendous and unbelievable answer, an answer that completely changed his perspective. The Rebbe writes to him, and he says, I'm surprised on your question. And he says, there's a clear Mishnah, the teachings of the Mishnah tells us, Ani nivreisi l'shamash eskoini, I was created to serve my Creator. God does not expect of you to become the Gaon, to become the genius, to become the greatest scholar. That's not what is expected from you. What is expected from you is to do the utmost of what you are capable of doing. When you use what you are capable of doing, you are fulfilling the mission of fulfilling the serving the Creator. It's not about how much you accomplish. It's about the effort that you put in. And that's what Hashem wants from us. It completely changed his attitude. He became a happy person, a happy boy. And he continued doing what he did with happiness. I do the best that I can. Whatever challenge I have, I'm trying to overcome this challenge. And that is what Hashem expects from us. So this is the end of today's shir. We'll see you tomorrow, B'ezrat Hashem. Have a wonderful day.